Well, hi, Susan. Happy Friday. How you doing?
I'm good, Cory. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. Hey, I'm really excited to have you on. Long time coming. Been waiting for the right time to have this. We've got our 10-year anniversary coming up. Some big news to share here at Lure Agency. And so could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
My name is Susan Tucker, and I am now a partner at Lure Agency. I'm also the director
Woo!
of science.
That's
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
nice.
whoop,
Yes, love it. Um, so wanted to cover a topic here on just what it's like to be a partner at Lure Agency. Exciting times, by the way.
Exciting times indeed.
Yes. So you and I share a lot in common. We also have some distinct differences, I think, that we play very well, and that's what has made us great partners for quite some time, and we've just made it official. So um, you're a passionate marketer. That's one thing that you and I both share in common. So why did you become a marketer anyways? What's the story behind that?
Yeah, that's a good question, Cory. I remember way back a long time ago, pre-internet. Well, the internet was probably around, but when I went to the University of South Alabama, and my best friend was the residence hall director, and then she had been tasked with creating these different events to bring people together. And she would always come to me and be like, "You have the best ideas. What should I do?" So I would help her come up with these different ideas to host these big events. And I really got excited about it because you would see all these people coming together, and it was just like a really cool time. And it kind of tapped into something inside of me that felt really good. At the same time, I was taking a sociology class, and one day something popped in my mind that was really intriguing to me. It was the psychology of consumerism. And I became fascinated with why people buy what they buy, when they buy it, why they become brand loyal. And I started really diving deep into it. And it was just something that just felt like I was truly interested in, between the psychology of it and then the bringing people together. And then coming up with these ideas I felt like I was pretty good at. So that's why I got into it.
Oh, I love that. That's a great, great story. That's one thing that I wish I would have taken more seriously in college, human psychology. I had no idea how important that in copywriting is.
Yes.
I started as a graphic designer, but even as a designer, that whole element of psychology is so important on it's so fascinating on what motivates people to do certain things. And purchase products. Obviously, that's one of the reasons why we're here. Uh,
Yeah.
so those that are looking for a new career, or they've always maybe thought marketing was something that was of interest to them. Do you have what kind of advice or insights you could share with them?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think probably the best thing a new marketer can the best advice I can give is it's really easy to jump on the shiny object bandwagon, right? TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. I think that that's why a lot of marketers kind of start getting into marketing, is because they're like, oh, I love social
Mm,
media, so I want to be a marketer.
yep.
There's so much more to marketing than like the shiny objects. And I think if you dial it back to the basics, like the psychology of why people buy what they buy, understanding who your buyers are, really like going back to the basics. I know that we both just recently read that book that was written in 1939 about sales, advertising sales, or something along those lines. But I thought that it really got cut to the chase of like how to be human, how to communicate in a way that makes sense, and then kind of working through like the buyer's journey and then creating campaigns around that. So I think just going back to the basics. That's what I think. Don't
That's
get
a
on the shiny object bandwagon.
That is a really good point, because the tools, tactics, they're going to come and go, but those fundamental pillars of marketing, and I'm guilty of that myself. And under just going back and realizing, oh my, these aha moments of, oh my gosh, I can't believe I completely missed, this. So that's some wise advice. Absolutely. As a designer, I think a lot of people, when I got into this business, Macintosh was just coming on. In fact, my stint in college, all we did is put together the computer science lab. That was my education at San Diego State University. But it was more the infatuation of how Adobe Illustrator worked, and oh my God, it's a tool, and it's digital, it's technology, and it was just the obsession of that versus going back to the fundamentals of design. So I could not agree with you more on that. That's great advice.
Yeah.
So we certainly have a history together, and I wanted to ask you why you chose Lure Agency to grow professionally.
I love that question because I think that we have a very good history, as we've talked about before. So you reached out to me on Twitter in 2016. Was it 2016 at this point? 2017, I think, to help work on a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really fun for us to work together. I knew at that time that we had a good synergy because you just come at things in a creative way, and I come at it from a task-oriented way. And I think that we worked together on that particular campaign, and then you brought me on for other things that Lure Agency was doing at that time when you were kind of shifting your focus. But I think that it really is like the yin and yang. I was doing my own thing. I have a lot of things that I'm not very good at. So I always felt like there was a hole in what I was doing with my marketing. I've done fine for myself. I've had some amazing clients. I've done some good work for them, but I can't do it all, and not one person can. And then I feel like you bring that kind of element that I'm missing. So I just think that it's kind of organically and naturally worked out for us to work together. And that's why I don't know that I chose Lure or Lure chose me, or we've just kind of made it work out because we work well together. That's why.
I love that. And a little bit of backstory on me, from my perspective, is that I've been in way too many partnerships to count. And you know me well enough that sometimes I get excited about things and I jump into them without doing the due diligence first. And that's one thing that which I love about you, because I have some crazy harebrained ideas that you always pull me back. And that has gotten me into trouble so many times. And it's just, I'm shell shocked by these partnerships, and all of them just completely went down in flames. As biggest disaster. I've been mentally scarred by some of them.
I did not know this.
Unfortunately, you just, you live and learn, right? So over these last, 6 years or so, that I really felt a great chemistry with you. And then from, the whole EOS system, realizing partnerships really flourish when you complement yourself with somebody that you're weak in, or you don't enjoy doing. And yeah. I feel that you do exactly the things that I'm not great at, and there's many of them that I'm not great at. But more importantly, you really to dive in and take on the things that I really push aside and I kind of shy away from. And that's how I think that, like you said, there's just so many things to do in marketing. It's
so many things.
Real.
It's hard to do it all.
Oh my gosh, it's one thing to be disciplined in a particular skill set, but then also throw in the niches, right? You've got different industries that have different strategies and tactics. You can't, especially now. There's just way too much. It's overwhelming, and I don't know how we could have got this far without you. So I wanted to thank you for that. Thank you.
Well, thank you for us working together. It's been great, honestly. It's been a great partnership because you do the things that I don't want to do or can't do or don't have any knowledge in, or you're willing to dive in, and then I will do, like you said, the things that you don't want to do. It just works out great. So, and I think we have some great clients. I think we've done some good work. Absolutely. However, the best is yet to come, right? That's right. Yes. Time's ahead. That's right. I know you've got a lot of secret sauce, and so
could you give us a little hint into what maybe a credo or a words to live by from Susan Tucker? You can share that with us. It'd be great.
I can. One of my very first jobs in the professional world. So I went from school, and then I started waiting tables because I wanted to go into marketing, but I wasn't totally sure. And then I became a bartender. But then my first real job, I worked at a newspaper, and I sold advertising at the newspaper, because I knew in my head, I was like, if you want to be a marketer, then you need to figure out the sales part of it, because how are you supposed to understand how to market something if you don't understand what the sales people are going? I mean, I knew that even at the ripe young age of whatever, 20 something. Anyway, long story short, one of the best things that our publisher did was we did an entire weekend long session on the book, The Four Agreements. Have you ever read The Four Agreements?
No,
It is my, I'm not going to say my Bible, but it is what I live by. Let me tell you what the Four Agreements are. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. If you live by just those four agreements in your life, then you can get rid of a lot of the drama. You're always doing your best. You're always you're not making assumptions about things. I think a lot of times we put ourselves in a place because we make particular assumptions. I just have to come back to it all the time. It's just like my credo in life. It's just it helps me stay focused and moving forward, and not as emotional about, sometimes I get emotional, but it's helped me to ground myself. And so I always try to come back to that. So I would recommend anybody read The Four Agreements. It's a great book.
That is going to be on my list. I'm looking for a new read after that last. I think it was The Science of Advertising was your last.
The Science of Advertising. Yes, I forgot the name of it.
Yeah,
did you read it?
I did. It was a quick read. I read it in maybe
89 pages.
That's right. Short and sweet. I loved it. Completed it. Yes.
The Traveling Salesman. It's just psychology of consumerism right there, right?
That's right. And that was written in the 20s or 40s, something like that. And that is true today as it was back then. So
it's talk about the fundamentals of trying to understand why people and how people buy things.
Absolutely.
I thought it was really good. I was like, it is the science and the soul.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, because I don't know if you've heard about the whole buzz about TikTok. Now I've heard, hey, is TikTok lost its shine, because now they've got a lot of ads. It's these shiny objects, like you just started off, come and go, but on the bottom here, the fundamentals are always going to be there. TikTok,
always.
And I am proud to say I still have yet to open an account on TikTok, so I'm holding out. I think it's going to go down in flames.
I do have an account, and I have one TikTok.
Nice. Well, hey, you dipped the toe in there. That's a lot more.
It's not me dancing. It's me making apple leather from my apple tree. So
there you go. Yes, I'm holding out. So I'll see what the next shiny object comes up. See what happens next. Yeah. I think I'll spend more time working on those fundamentals, because that is definitely where I think we're misunderstood, and we should definitely focus more on those. So
maybe we should do a blog post on the fundamentals of marketing.
Oh yeah, there you go. It's the pillars. We'll rope that in there. I love that. So hey, appreciate your time. It was great to share some of our history, excitement, and plans moving forward. So thanks for spending a few minutes with us on Friday.
Yes, thanks for having me. Very exciting.
Well, we'll do a follow-up here soon with that and see how we're doing. Hopefully we'll still be in great spirits, right? And you won't kill me.
I'm sure we will.
But it's hard to kill it. It's hard to do that from Boulder, and we're a couple thousand miles apart. So there's
it's true. It's true.
There's that safe distancing thing. That's yeah. Wonderful.
You're all good.
Have a great weekend. Thank you.